So we'll revise it through the syllabus. Good opportunity for those जिन्होंने नहीं किया हुआ. आपको कोई चीज नहीं आती मुझे बता दो. I will revise it. So I'm starting. Any question? Can I start the revision through the syllabus? If there's no problem. Leshba.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, right. So
Yes, sir.
from the scratch. मगर obviously इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि मैं हर चीज को मैं बहुत डिटेल में डिस्कस करूं. So we will just try to discuss as much as we can. So here we go. Information representation. Understand the difference between the use of kibi and kilo. Obviously, you are aware of the fact that when we talk about kilo, we talk about 1,000. Okay, and whenever talk about kibi, we always mean is 1024 to be in the exact form. So whether it's megabyte, whether it's gigabytes, the calculation in case of MeB, GB will always be in 1024, and this will always be in 1,000. That's the basic difference between both of them. Okay, let me just go a bit fast क्योंकि अगर मैंने पूरा syllabus आपको 3 to 4 to 5 क्लास में सारा रिवाइज कराना है तो मुझे consistency में करना. तो हाँ, you can tell me, sir, I don't know this. Can we discuss this? Obviously, I will. Show the understanding of the basis of different number systems. Use the binary, denary, decimal, hexadecimal, and the binary coded decimal, and the 1 and 2 complement representation of binary numbers. Anyone has a problem in any part? Amna, you joined right now, beta. Can you hear me? Amna? Can you hear me, all of you? Nisa, can you hear me, right?
Yes, sir, I can.
Yeah, okay, fine. For a while I thought you can't. Okay, right. Convert an integer value from one number-based system to another one. Okay, so I will now start giving you the activities, my activities apart from the past paper, topic by topic activities. I'll give you, they're on my website. So if you want to practice this particular topic, you will be able to do it. Okay, right. So fine. No one has a problem. I'll continue.
When it was convert an integer value from one number, like a binary to denary or something like that.
नहीं, हमने binary to hexadecimal, decimal to hexadecimal, हमने सारे convert कराए चाहिए. We should know all of them. Yes or no?
Okay.
Right, and you should know what binary code decimal is, and you should know how to convert into ones into complement. Okay, and you do remember what one complement is, two complement is. You remember that, right?
Yes.
You invert and you add 1 to it, exactly, right. Use positive and negative binary integers. मैं इसकी आपको activity दूंगा इस पूरे topic की. There are 10 questions, good questions. Attempt करके मुझे भेजना, आपको idea हो जाएगा. As far as the ASCII code is concerned, obviously you're supposed to know. Students will not be required, obviously, not to memorize it. We did talk about that the Unicode and ASCII code. Unicode was introduced obviously because of the fact to have more languages integrated into the computer system. Language code, ASCII code was just for English, most probably for that. Unicode, Arabic, Korean, and all languages have been added into it. Use the term, show understanding of how data for a bitmap image are encoded. First of all, you should know is there are two kinds of formats. You have bitmap and you have vector-based. As far as the bitmap is concerned, a bitmap image is made up of pixels. Okay, when they're made up of pixels, which means when you zoom in, it gets pixelated. Most commonly, softwares like Photoshop can be used to edit a bitmap image. Okay, the common examples of bitmap image include JPG, PNG, okay, TIFF file format. They are all a GIF file format. They all are categories of your bitmap. As far as your vector-based are concerned, vector-based images such as your SVG, such as your AI, and as your what else? These are your vector-based. Once you zoom in, they do not get pixelated, and the point is they are made up of lines and shapes. They're made up of mathematical calculations. So vector-based images are more crisp, don't get pixelated. Okay. So pixel is the smallest information that you'll find in an image. Okay, pixels have different contrast. We'll talk about it. What's a file header? Okay, so basically file header, as far as file header is concerned, we can define it as a signature, which is basically placed in the beginning of the file. Why do we have it? The reason why we have a file header is so that the operating system or any of the softwares which are accessing the file will know what information is within this file. Okay, right? I will just show you how SVG has its information stored into it. Okay, right. Image resolution, you know what image resolution is. Screen resolution, obviously, we talk about screen resolution as when we talk about width into height, how much pixels do we have. Color depth is your image 1 bit. If I can just probably just summarize it. What I can use is, oh yeah, why not this? Just 1 second. For example, you should be aware of it. If you have 1 bit, which is obviously equal to 1 bit, or you may call it as 2 colors, right? This basically is used for monochrome. Right? And then obviously if you have 2 bit, obviously it means 2 bit, or which means you have 4 colors. The reason why usually people in IT, they write color as CLO or not CLOUR, because in all the languages, if you want to write color, you have to write a CUL or not CLOUR, because UR is used by UK, by Britishers, and color are spelling by Americans, and most of the programming languages have been invented by the Americans. That's one of the reasons. So you appear for a British exam, but you use languages invented by Americans, and you give the exam in Pakistan being a Pakistani. So that's the way it goes. Okay, anyway. So usually what you will see is this is a color graphic array. CGA is color graphic array. Your color graphic array, how can I explain? You probably have not seen such a kind of phones that used to exist in the early 2000s. When your second generation phone came in, they were the small screens, very small screens, but they were colored graphic arrays. These screens basically had a dimension of around like 300 by 220. That's what 220 only. This is very small screen resolution. This was color graphic array. As obviously the amount of processing power and the technology improved more and more, you came into 4-bit. Are you following me, all of you? I'm just talking to myself.
Yes, sir, we understand.
Right. So obviously we came here, and now we had more combinations. We came into 16 colors, and this came with the invention of CGA. Okay, display. You're not supposed to know a lot about all this. Then obviously 8-bit. I'll just stop over here. Then obviously 8-bit meant this, or obviously 16 colors. And this was your VGA. VGA is not very old. I mean, still you will have monitors. You will see somewhere in stores and point of sale terminals. Those are basically your VGA. VGA monitors are usually in square shape. They are not rectangular, because rectangular are widescreen, and wide screens are used for nowadays mostly for HD, not going to a lot of detail. But VGA, as far as concerned, obviously it was able to handle beginning from 640 and let's say 480. So this is it, 640. So this was obviously the number of resolution kept on increasing. You had VGA, and then we came all over to 32-bit, 32 bits, okay, which is supported by HD, right? So this is the entire story about the color bit. Is it clear, everyone?
Sir?
Yes, beta.
सर लेकिन हमने तो सिंपल ये याद करना है ना कि 2⁸ में कितने होते हैं कलर डेप्थ.
एग्जैक्टली बहुत मैं चाहा था, मैं आपको सिलेबस रिवीजन कर रहे हैं तो मैं चाहूंगा सिलेबस के साथ जो भी टॉपिक है उसको मैं इलैबोरेट जितना मैं कर सकूं मैं आपको एक्सप्लेन कर दूं. ओके, वो टिपिकल रिवीजन ना हो ना. You get my point. So I'll just try to
Yes, sir.
I can के कोई point आ जाए तो we should be able to handle it. So I always do this with my students कि मैं syllabus end पे revision शुरू करता हूँ. हम P3 P4 के लिए भी करेंगे. Because at times कई चीजें रह जाती हैं. Don't depend on the book, please. I'll suggest that. Okay. तो हाँ. Right. Okay. Then we have is like discuss करें bit discuss हो गई, right? Okay, show the understanding of facts of changing elements of bit image into image quality. We discussed that. Show the understanding of how data for vector graph are encoded. I'll just talk about this. Justify the use of bitmap images or vector-based image for given task. Well, as far as justification of a bitmap image or vector images, if we compare this with this or we compare with this, it's a very simple comparison. Where you deal with more photos and all that, and where you don't have to zoom in a bit, you don't have to enlarge it. Bitmap images are good. Vector-based images are usually for illustrations. Keep this in mind. So whenever you have an illustration, you will use is vector-based graphic. For photo editing, we always use a bitmap image for that, for photographs and all that. Okay. Used term drawing object property and drawing list. Drawing list basically, or property, and drawing object. Drawing object is a term which is meant for vector-based graphics. So whenever you make an illustration in vector-based graphic, you call that a drawing object because you make it yourself. Photo you take, you don't draw a photo. Okay, in case of bitmap-based, I hope you're following me. So drawing object, you make something. Your drawing object that you make will have its own property and it will have its own drawing list. Now, what is drawing list? Your SVG file formats, which is one of the most common generic file format for your vector-based formats, has its own internal properties that can be viewed in the browser. I will just demonstrate that because if I do that, it will be easy for you to get what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, am I recording this lecture? Yeah. Okay. For example, if you can see my screen, just to explain, I'll open up Illustrator. Illustrator is your vector-based. Okay, so I'll just open new. I am just going to make is a shape. I'll make a shape over here. Any random shape. I will just make the inner as let's say black, and I'll just go to file and I'll save as on the desktop, and I'll save it as example, and I'll save it as SVG. Like I told you, SVG is one of the most common file format for your vector base. So it's done. I'll just close this. Okay, let me just go to my desktop. You see what here is, I have example. I'll just open up this in the browser. You can see my SVGs over here. And you can see if I press Control plus, you can see I don't see it getting pixelated. Even in the browser, SVG is just like that. So I go back 100%. But the important thing over here is file information is what? If I go to the view page source, if I want to see what's at the backend, you can see over here is I have this information about this. This cannot happen for bitmap. I have SVG version. It tells me about is the width and the height of whatever I've drawn, the view box, the background. It tells me of the stroke width and height. So, I mean, we don't have supposed to explain all this, but this is what your file information is all about. Yes or no? Hope you got what I'm trying to say. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Right. Okay. So we're talking about the drawing list. So drawing list, again, मैंने जो भी आपको दिखाया है, that is your drawing list. A list, an explanation of the drawing object that I just showed you. Okay. So we talked about this as well. Sound. So show understanding of how sound is represented and encoded. We talked about it before. We did talk about our wavelength. We talked about samples. हमें पता था wavelength क्या होती है. Starting from here till here is one wavelength, if I'm right. Okay. Amplitude, ठीक है. Over here, you have these dots. I can't draw them really well. These dots that I have, these is the information. These are the samples that I have on this particular wavelength. Now, when I talk about sampling, it means sampling means how many samples do I have. The more the samples I have, the more the quality increases, the more the resolution increases. Okay, the more the size in its kilobytes keeps on increasing. Obviously, they're all directly proportional. So sampling rate means, the sample rate means how many samples do I have in one wavelength. Okay, sampling resolution I just told you, and analog and digital data. Okay, right. So this is your analog data. Digital data will obviously, it's in this form. It's in ones or zeros. That's your digital data. Okay, but the most important thing is to know about your analog data, because analog data explain all. Why is it important? Because obviously most of the things apart from your music synthesizers, everything is recorded in an analog, not in digital. It has to be in analog to be recorded. So this understanding of analog is most important. Right, is this point clear? Anyone has a question?
No, sir.
Yeah, right. Compression, right. Show the understanding and the need for the examples of use of compression, right? We have talked about this before, and I'm sure you know it because I gave you some papers, आपने attempt भी किए थे, मेरे पास भी हैं, and most of you did well. You have lossy compression and you have lossless compression. Obviously, आपको पता है कि lossy compression में some information is lost, lossless compression में not any information is lost. Depends on which one you want to use. We talked about मेरे notes भी थे, उसमें random encoding मैंने explain की थी, आपको याद होगा. We talked about कि random encoding किस तरह होती है. Remember, there were these black dots something explained किया था. For example, if we have 5 black pixels coming in, we can simply write it as B into 5, okay, so on and so. And then if we have gray 3, we can write 3 into 5, so on and so. I'll share the notes again, and you can study from the book as well. This was random encoding. Random encoding basically came into existence to compress the data, because if this was not there, we would have not been able to. And why is it important to compress at times? Because at times a lot of unnecessary information is there within a photo, an image, and by getting rid of these pixels, you will not compromise with the quality of it, which is your lossless compression. Okay, right. Then we have networks. Okay, I will just I will discuss till here. Okay, then I'll give you the paper due. Obviously that's the, but still this is very fast, as you can see. This is very fast. Inshallah, अगली class में हम 3 chapter probably 4 तक हम पहुंच जाएंगे. So you can see. But please do let me know कहीं भी अगर problem आती है, अगली class में मुझे बताना कि sir we discussed this but still I don't get it. Okay, there should be no excuse. During the examination कैसे मुझे चीज समझ नहीं आई थी. Okay, Amna, you're with me, right?
Yes, sir.
Right. So obviously a very basic chapter I would say, because you've been doing this since the middle school. You know what the LAN and the WAN. The reason why it's important because you always get questions from here. Okay. So you should know the features of a LAN. You should know the features of a WAN. You should know that you should be able to compare and contrast. You should know that where do you have more data transmission errors in WAN. Why do you have more data transmission errors in case of a WAN? Because in WAN, you use different communication methods, which means, for example, if computer A is connecting with computer B or device, first it will go through fiber optics, okay? Then it will go through optical fiber optics, or then it might go through microwaves, okay? Then it might go through copper wires, and then it will reach here. When it's changing its mode of transmission again and again, there are more chances of data being corrupted in that way. So there are more probability of having transmission errors, as we call them. In case of LAN, when we use one mode of transmission, there are less chances of such a transmission error happening. The speed of LAN is more than WAN. When you connect two LANs together, you need is a bridge. When you connect a WAN with a LAN, you need is a router. Okay. The hardware specification changes obviously. In a LAN, we will be using switches, right? So on and so. So you should know what switches are, what routers are, what hubs are, what bridges are. You should know what different topologies are. Okay. They have this the bus, the star, the mesh, the hybrid. Okay. Explain what is meant by client servers. Client server basically is that this is your server and these are your clients. So just like in our lab, we have a client server. So if the server goes down, all the clients cannot communicate. But if the client goes down, does not make a difference. Okay, this is an example of your star topology, right? You have a central server controlling all the computers. Disadvantage, maintaining such a kind of network is is more expensive. Okay, that's the only disadvantage. I need to hire someone for that. In case of peer-to-peer models, peer-to-peer, you have bus, you have line. Okay, a bus, a line, or circle. They haven't mentioned circle over here. You also have is a ring or circle. Okay, keep in mind there is one. What happens in a circle or ring is you have these computers, they are connected to each other in a circle. In case of a bus, you simply have two end nodes, one end node here, one end node here, and the computers are connected this way. So obviously, in case of a circle, what we do is we simply join this with this and become a circle. If this breaks down, computers can't communicate. If this breaks down, these computers cannot communicate with these computers, but these can communicate. Why do we use peer-to-peer models? Easy to handle, cheap, and obviously as per the requirements. I need an office in which I just need 6 to 7 computers. Why do I have to have a star topology? Why do I need a server? I don't need one. I don't need to have to give proper administrative rights to the users or see what they're doing or give them special what are called rights and all that. There's no use of that. Just like killing a fly with a bullet. There's no point of doing it.
सर
बेटा
सर एक दफा आप दोबारा LAN और WAN समझा दोगे?
LAN बेसिकली होता है लाइक इन आवर लैब. हमारे लैब में LAN में जब हम LAN की बात करते हैं ना, LAN टोपोलॉजीज में LAN में you have star topology, you have is ring topology, and you have is a bus topology. ये topology का मतलब होता है the way you can connect the computers. The form of connecting the computers is known as topology. आप computers connect से करते हो. Star topology जो होती है, इसमें you connect the computer with central server. Okay, so LAN होता है local area network within a building, which can be limited to maximum 500 meters, not more than that. And if you have to connect two LANs together, for example, हमारे senior A level lab को junior O level labs connect करना है, we can use a bridge for that, and we can bring the LANs together. Okay. When you talk about wide area network, we are talking about globally. We are connecting networks globally over long distances together. अब globally connect करने के लिए, I just talked about it, we need to have connection through different forms. कभी connection fiber optic से microwave पे जाएगा, then it will go undersea fiber optic, then it might go through copper wire still in many countries. So when you're using so many modes of transmission, मैंने इसलिए error की बात भी साथ कर ली थी, then obviously there are more chances of errors occurring in case of WAN. And the speed obviously get compromised. Okay, so WAN is basically, you can't say that it's internet. We will talk about it somewhere else. हमारे syllabus में नहीं है. But you can say right now, for us we can say WAN is internet. But actually WAN or internet is different thing. मैं आपको technically बता दूँ. We'll not discuss it. So WAN is kind of an internet. You get my point? Yes, beta?
Yes, sir.
Right? Okay. Right. Yeah. Okay. Ring. Okay. Right. Understand the how packets. Okay. Oh, right. Show the understanding of thin client and thick client. The difference between them. Well, who knows what thin client and thick client is? मैं बोलने जा रहा हूँ. Anyone remembers? Yes. Puswa?
Yes, sir.
What is thin client? Thin client, हमने सर्वर की बात की थी एक दफा, मे बी मैं डिस्कस के नहीं किया. When your data basically is is stored on the server, your all data is stored on the server. This is your thin client. A thick client means that your data is stored on the server as well and is stored on your computer as well. हमारी लैब में क्या यूज हो रहा है, थिक क्लाइंट या थिन क्लाइंट? हमारा थिक क्लाइंट यूज हो रहा है क्योंकि आप डेटा डी ड्राइव में भी सेव कर सकते हो. ठीक है. आप अगर सर खलील जो आपके लैब एडमिनिस्ट्रेटर हैं, इफ ही वुड हैव रिस्ट्रिक्टेड दैट यू कैन नॉट सेव योर डेटा on your computer's D drive or C drive, वैसे वो कर सकते हैं वो चाहे तो. वो क्या करेंगे, he will share a shared folder into your computer. वो होगा आपके सर्वर का. तो डेटा जब भी आप सेव करोगे, आप सर्वर में सेव करोगे, you log in with your login और आपके फोल्डर होगा उसमें सेव हो जाएगा. That will be thin client. So it's simple. When a client is saving all the data onto the server, it's known as thin client. And whenever the client can save the data on its own drive and its own workstation, it becomes a thick client. Okay, a thick client, matlab obviously it has more memory. That's when the word came in. Thick client, more memory. Thin client has less memory, cannot save it within itself. Did you get my point, all of you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Right. Show the understanding of bus, star, MASH, hybrid. Now, basically, as far as MASH is concerned, MASH obviously means that you just have computers connected with each other randomly. It's just like a MASH. There's no particular order. इसको MASH कहते हैं. Hybrid technology simply mean that आप यूं करोगे कि bus और star को combine करके you can make, or ring को और star को combine करके, which means when you combine any three of these together, it becomes a hybrid topology. Okay, combining one or two of the predefined topologies together makes a hybrid technology. From the word hybrid. Okay, two or more combined together. Right. Just understand how packets. Now the understanding of packets. अब ये examiner ने नाम से word तो कह दी ना packets का. Understanding how packets are transmitted between two hosts and given to topology. The understanding of packets is very important, and I think so. I did discuss this with you previously. Packets की knowledge किस तरह काम है, the role of TCP/IP, ये सारा backbone है SER networking का. अगर आपको packets का नहीं पता, because packets is that came in your 2G or 4G or 5G packets यूज होते हैं. उससे पहले packets नहीं होते थे. उससे पहले हमारे पास होता था circuit switching. आपके copper wires में एक physical circuit establish होता था. But now we have data packets, and I think so. We did talk about it. Do you want me to talk about it again, or do you have an idea? Amna, everyone.
We have it.
Sorry, better. Is it we have, right? Okay. Hamna,
Yes, sir.
Hamna, what do you say? What do you say? आपने discuss किया साथ में? You know what packets वगैरह हम discuss किए थे ना? अच्छा, जितना मैं आपसे पूछ रहा हूँ उससे बेहतर है बोर्ड के explain ही कर देता. Look at me. Justify the use of topology given situation, including private and public and private clouds. Clouds का मतलब है obviously when you save your data somewhere else. A private cloud mean your own cloud. We can actually make is a cloud for LGS 101, and inshallah we will be working on it. और आपको भी access देंगे उसका. उसका मतलब ये है कि we'll have a drive. उसका access हम students से share कर सकते हैं. You can save your data over there. So when you save data remotely somewhere else. But private cloud का मतलब होता है when the organization is doing it for itself. इसके security levels अच्छे होते हैं. Okay, obviously public cloud का मतलब है like Gmail, एक public cloud है. उसमें if you read the terms and conditions में लिखा हुआ है कि if somehow your information is lost, they are not responsible for it. Okay, मगर private में obviously ये issue नहीं आता. मगर private में you need to pay overhead expenses, you have to hire someone, you need to have a very professional atmosphere, so on and so forth. Usually people don't go for private a lot